Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another episode of Gratitude and Gains. Super excited you're here. This morning we're going to get our bodies moving. We're going to share our gratitude, our goals, and keep our momentum moving forward through to the weekend. So excited you're here with me. If this is your first time to Gratitude and Gains, I want you to go ahead and put a 1 in the chat as you come into the room. Just put a 1 in the chat if this is your first time. If you've been here before, I would love for you to put a 2 in the chat and let me know where you're tuning in from. So rep your city, rep your hood, and I'd love to give you a shout out. So thank you so much for being here. Let's go ahead and dive on in. So this morning I was writing down my gratitude for the day, and I'd love for you to also share what you're grateful for. But a few things that I wrote down was, number one, I'm grateful for another day and fresh opportunities to serve through the meetings that I have scheduled today. I've got several meetings on the calendar. Some are for business to help those who are navigating some financial impacts that they're going through because of their career transition. And some are strictly just to help folks through their career transition to recover their income. So I'm excited that I get to have the opportunity to pour into these people on both sides. And that was one of the things that I wrote down that I'm grateful for this morning. You know, I got a full calendar, which is great. You know, could be, I remember there was a time when my calendar wasn't full, you know. So it's good to have a full calendar. I'm grateful for that, grateful for the opportunities and the trust that people have in me to work with me. So very, very cool. Another thing I wrote down I'm grateful for is a creative spark through working through AI video and script cloning projects that I have going on right now. And the technology really that's opening new doors to amplify my message and to get it out there to more people. So, and not only just to amplify the message, but to make it more impactful. You know, these tools nowadays, they really allow you to do a lot of stuff that I couldn't do. So I'm excited about that. You know, we're in a different time with AI, and I still have a lot to learn, you know, and it's moving so fast. So I'm excited about it. It's an exciting time to live in. So that was another thing I wrote down that I'm grateful for, working on those new projects to amplify the message, get it out there to more people, right? I also wrote down another thing I'm grateful for is the growth and wisdom and discipline, learning to stay focused on what matters the most and just kind of surrender the rest. You know, there are things that, you know, you could get stressed out about, you could get anxious about, you could get fearful about, but just staying focused on, you know, what you have, being focused on what you're grateful for, being focused on opportunities that are placed in front of you. Instead of focusing on what you don't have, you know, instead of worrying about the future, just surrender that, right? And understand that, you know, I think the word says, I'll probably butcher it, but it says something about like, don't worry about tomorrow. You got enough to take care of today. So quit worrying about tomorrow. Just surrender that. So that's another thing that I'm grateful for is really just that growth and wisdom and discipline to stay focused on what matters the most and just kind of surrender the rest. And I'm grateful for God's reminder that his presence in my life is stronger than the pressures of my life. So just a quick reminder for you guys as well. You know, God's presence is stronger than our pressure. Okay. So this morning, as I was reading the Word, one of the things that I was reading was Nehemiah 2. All right. And Nehemiah, he didn't rush into his calling. He prayed about it, he planned, and then he moved forward with purpose. And when he finally approached the king about rebuilding Jerusalem's wall, he spoke with confidence because his confidence came from God. And so my key takeaway there was that true progress, it starts with prayer, not pressure. All right? So before we act, we need to align. We need to make sure that we have clarity about what we're trying to accomplish. Before we act, we need to align. All right? I also, my daily devotional, Jesus Calling, there was today's devotional said, anxiety is a result of envisioning a future without me. So the best defense against worry is staying in communication with me. So again, goes back to what I wrote down being grateful for, not worrying about the future, right? Think about that. Anxiety. What is anxiety? Anxiety is like a fear of the future, a fear of what ifs, a fear of, scenarios playing out, and it's not real. I mean, it may feel real, but oftentimes, how many of you have ever had a fear or an anxiety or a stress? We put this, this major fear and anxiety, and then the things never come. Like it never actually happens. You know what I mean? We always go to the worst case scenario. Oh my gosh, what if this happens? We go to the worst case scenario. I believe that's just the enemy trying to destroy you. I mean, really. But I've had it happen in my life where I'm just like, you get so worried about the worst case scenario. What if we focused on the best case scenario? Oh my gosh, what if we flip that script? Like, what's the opposite of anxiety? You know what I mean? And stress and worry. What if we focused on the best case? What if our mind envisioned like absolutely crushing it? Whatever that fear was for you, that what if worst case scenario, what if best case scenario, just flip that. You're like, what if I don't get the job? What if you do get the job? What if it's the best job you've ever had? And what if, you get the raise and get all the money and the promotion and the success, and you know what I mean? Like, what if I don't pass the test? What if you do pass the test with flying colors? Like right now, I've got an exam I'm working on, and I've been studying. And every time I've taken one of these securities exams, I always fail it the first time. It takes me 2 tries. And so I have this anxiety of failing, I have this fear of failing. But what if I don't? You know what I mean? Like, why am I worried about that? Don't even worry about that, let's try to flip the script a little bit and think of best case scenarios, right? And anxiety, again, to this devotional, anxiety is a result of envisioning a future, the what if scenarios, without God. So the best defense against worrying is really to stay in communication with God, right? And just to have alignment there. So peace doesn't come from knowing the future. It comes from knowing who's in the future, right? If your God is walking ahead of you and preparing the way for you, man, you should be excited about that future and not anxious about it. You know what I mean? So think about it like that. And again, your focus becomes your reality. So if that's where your focus is, I promise you, good things are coming. So this morning, I woke up thinking about an old dream. I had a dream, and both literally and figuratively. And dreams can stir up emotions. You know what I mean? It can stir up emotions, memories, and even regrets. And that's kind of what my dream was about. I had some regrets in my dream. It stirred up. But God reminded me through the word today that anxiety and longing and regret and all of that, they lose its grip when I stay in communication with Him. And so I wrote down in my prayer journal about this dream that I had last night. And I normally don't even remember dreams. You know, you ever have that where it's like the dream is fleeting, like it's gone before you can even, really remember it. It's already gone. Well, this dream was pretty vivid. And, today I'm asking God to help me stay present. And I'm asking to serve powerfully in my meetings today, to create with clarity, and to trust that what's meant to be will be and won't miss me. You know what I mean? To stay present and focused in the moment so that I can make the biggest impact that I can. So that's what I'm asking God for today. I would love to hear what you're asking God for. And also to remind me that when my mind starts drifting into the what ifs or the what wases, the past, things like that, learning to replace those thoughts with what is, right? What is, instead of what ifs, what about what is? God is here right now. He's with me. He's in the future as well, preparing the way for me, So just kind of something to think on and meditate on. So I'd love to hear, what are some of the things you're grateful for this morning? Tell me in the chat. And a couple of things, I was thinking as I was writing down is number one, don't dwell in the future. Number two, try to include God in every thought. And number three, to replace worry and anxiety and stress with worship. It's an antidote. I was talking about this yesterday on the Joy Hour podcast with Tom Lyman. I did an episode with him yesterday. And really, worship is the antidote to anxiety, stress, fear, all of those negative thoughts. It's like if that's poison, the antidote is worship. Worshiping, praising, being thankful, and having gratitude. Those elements are literally the antidote, because you can't have that. You can't be praising and worshiping and grateful and all of that, and thankful and negative at the same time. They don't coexist. So those are just a couple things I was thinking, today. 3 things. Don't dwell in the future. Include God in every thought. And then replace your worry with worship. Be grateful. So again, what's one thing you're grateful for today? Let me go over here to the chat. Oh man, we got a good chat going on today. So we got, let's see over here. Let me pull up the chat. Let's see what we got. Good morning. Good morning. As you're coming in the room, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat if this is your first time, a 2 in the chat if you've been here before, and let me know where you're tuning in from. All right, so we got somebody here says, where are you from? I am from Texas, McKinney, Texas. We got Cade Scott in the house. Good morning. Hello. How are you? Let's see. Kurt says, let's see. We got England in the house. Jamie, good morning. Good to see you. Hello. Let's see. Who else we got here? Kurt says, cool. I'll see you at next week's meet, brother. All right. We got Sharple in the house. Good to see you. Good morning. Let's see. We've got this comment come in saying the absence of evidence is not always the evidence of absence. You know what? I'm about to ponder on that one. The absence of evidence is not always the evidence of absence. All right. Let's see here. We got some pretty crazy crude comments coming in here too. You know, y'all YouTube, some of them folks over there on YouTube, I'm gonna have to get you out of here because this is about positivity. All right, we're gonna keep some of the negative comments out of here. All right, let's see what else we got here. Tom Lehman in the house. Good to see you. Yes, yes, and yes. Amen. Good morning. Good to see you. How does one focus on the good when their whole world is falling apart? Yeah. Listen, I hear you. I see you. I feel you. I've had times in my life where it seems like everything's crashing down around me. You know what I mean? And I'm telling you, what that is a focus on what you don't have. You know, when you're Number 2, make progress in the AI video and viral script cloning that I'm working through right now. I want to make some progress there. I'm even going to test some tools like 11 Labs. I tested it in the past, and it worked pretty good, but it was like almost there. You know what I mean? You could still tell. So I'm going to test it out again. It's been like maybe a year since I tested it last. Hopefully they've made some progress, and some of the audio voice cloning, hopefully it's gotten a lot better. If not, I'm going to do my own voiceover work, because I can totally do that. But it would be cool if 11 Labs got to a point where it was really that good, where you couldn't tell, because then you could just type in the script and you'd never know the difference. But if you can, I'm just going to use my own true, authentic voice. I'm going to use my own audio. But to make some progress there, that's another goal. Another goal I have for today, plan a healthy evening, some activities this evening, some that are healthy, to stay focused on healthy activities and to stay grounded in peace rather than pressure. Right? So those are my goals for today. What are some of your goals? I'd love for you to share what is one goal you have for today. It doesn't have to be a big goal, just a small goal. What is one thing you have for today? Tell me in the chat. And then what's one area of your life you've been trying to maybe control the outcome instead of communicating that to God, right? Where you're trying to control it instead of giving it up to God. Like, what's one area of your life? Think on that. And another question I have is, how do you personally quiet anxiety when your mind starts to race, right? When you're starting to race ahead, thinking about the what ifs. How do you personally handle that? Would love to hear that in the chat. Let's see. Good morning, Neil. Good to see you, my friend. My friend. Good to see you. All right, guys. Hopefully this episode's been uplifting in some kind of way. Appreciate you tuning in to Gratitude and Gains. I'll see you guys on Monday, all right? Because I do this Monday through Friday. And then, so today's Friday. I'll see you back on Monday. Make sure you guys tune in to the regular Who You Know Show podcast. You can tune in on YouTube. You can tune in on Apple, Spotify, anywhere you listen to podcasts, you'll see us there. And on that show, that's where I get to interview some of today's biggest thought leaders and look for their blueprints to success, right? And what I'm looking for, are really to interview these people to figure out, success leaves clues. So how did they get there? Whether it's in their wealth, health, their business, career, relationships, their faith, whatever it is that they're successful in. And I'm interviewing, celebrities. I'm interviewing athletes. I'm interviewing, coaches. I'm interviewing, best-selling authors, CEOs, you name it. People that have done big things. These are what I call world changers. Some very, very successful people. And I'm just trying to figure out what's their blueprint to success in the area that they have really crushed it in. So make sure you check that out and come tune in. Let's see. Got some more comments coming in. Let's see. We got Holly in the house. Good morning. I have trained for years doing jobs I don't want to do, but it means I get to wake up every damn morning and I say I do what I love. Look at me. This is my stage. Yeah, I get to. Get to is a change of perspective, right? Instead I have to go to work today, I get to go to work today, right? It's gratitude for the opportunity, right? So I love that perspective. But again, guys, thanks again for joining me this morning. Hopefully this has been uplifting and encouraging in some kind of way. Make sure you share this out. Hit that share button and tune into the Who You Know Show podcast. It's a way different format from this. This is my daily morning show as I'm just sharing my gratitude and goals of the day. And hopefully it's been encouraging to get you to do the same thing, because I know the way you start your day can make a massive impact on your life. So hopefully this has been somewhat encouraging for you today, this morning. And thank you so much for joining me. It means a lot. I appreciate each and every one of you. Hope you have an amazing, blessed day. And I will see you guys on Monday. Talk to you soon. Let's rock, let's roll, let's go. That's the show. It's all about who you know.